Hey guys, it's Chelsea. I'm an independent consultant with Jamberry Nails, and today I want to show you my application method. It's slightly different than the official Jamberry application method, and I find that this one works best when you're doing a metallic wrap or a sparkle wrap, because they're a little bit thicker, they require a little bit extra heat, and also because when you preheat a metallic wrap, it curls a lot and it makes it really hard to place. So this helps you get a little bit more accuracy in your placement. So what I call this is the cold application method with the Ziploc Baggie method as well. So I've already cleaned and prepped my nails. I'll post a link in the description below to my nail prep video, which you'll be able to watch later. And that goes through all of the steps of proper nail prep. And that is the most important step in any application, regardless of the application process that you choose to follow. Complete and proper nail prep is key to a good application. I've already sized and pre-cut my wraps. If you've seen my stencil videos, you've seen that I have kind of special shaped nail beds and I have to pre-cut each wrap. So I've already done that just to save on time on this video because I'm a talker and it's going to end up being 10 minutes anyway. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is separate my wrap from the backing. I'm going to use tweezers to do this. I don't like using a cuticle pusher or orange stick because I don't feel like I get really good control over that, and I need something that'll give me a good grip. So normally if I was going to follow the traditional application method, I would take this and heat it on my heater. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight from the backing onto my nail, and I'm actually doing my right hand, which is my dominant hand. I'm right-handed, and so I just want to show you how easy it is to apply with your non-dominant hand. So I'm just going to take my wrap and I'm going to place it on my nail. I'm just going to set it really gently, and now I'm going to heat it. So I'm going to heat it for a few seconds, let it get nice and flimsy, and you can kind of see how much that's curling just from that heat. So you can imagine if I had tried to heat that prior to putting it on my nail, that would have been really difficult to place. So now I'm going to apply pressure. I'm going to go from the base of my nail at the center to the tip, and then out to the sides. Base to tip and out to the sides. I'm going to do that a couple times to get really good pressure down on my nail. Looks like I didn't center it very well, so I'm going to have to go back and fix that. And then I'm going to heat it again. Like I said, these metallic wraps that I'm using are thicker than normal wrap. They have an extra layer on them, so they need a little bit extra heat. So again, base to tip and then out to the sides. That's going to help prevent any rippling or bubbles in the middle of the nail. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is trim off some of that excess wrap at the top of my nail. I'm not going to go all the way to the tip. I am going to still leave some additional excess, and I'll deal with that later. I think this is the hardest part of doing a non-dominant application, is trying to cut with scissors with my left hand. This is next to impossible. And I apologize about that. The downside to using my phone as my video camera is that sometimes I get messages. And so what I'm going to do now is, this is not a normal step, but because I centered it so poorly, you can see that there's a little bit of wrap going over my nail and onto my skin, and I want to make sure I get rid of that. Otherwise, it's going to lift after a couple days, and I'm not going to like the results. So I'm just going to cut. I'm going to lift this a little bit from my nail and just cut that away. You always want just a tiny bit of your natural nail showing on the sides. That's how you know that you don't have any cuticle underneath your wrap. I think I need to go just tiny bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now you can see that that's no longer overlapping the side of my finger, and it just goes right up to the edge of my nail. Okay, so the next step, hi Miles, the next step is the Baggie Method. Now this is a large Ziploc bag. It's all I had at the time. You can use a small sandwich bag or a snack size bag. Just needs to be like a plastic zipper bag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just put my finger inside there and pull it really tight, almost like I'm shrink wrapping my nail. And then I'm going to heat that. And what this bag does is it helps disperse the heat really nice and evenly, so that you get a good seal, especially around the edges and the tips. The only problem is that it gets hot really fast and it's really easy to burn yourself. So just be careful. Don't let it linger on the heat too long, or ouch, you can hurt yourself. Okay, now the next step is to file this down and get it right lined up with the tip of my nail. But I want to make sure that it's completely cooled before I do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on and do my next nail in the meantime. So same steps. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and then we'll skip back to the other nail. It's cooled, and I can go back and file off the remains. So I'm using my Jamberry nail file. It's kind of a high grit file, so it's going to really take off that wrap easily. I'm going to file not quite at a straight up and down 90 degree, but not quite at a 45 either. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle of that. I'm going to go straight down. You don't want to go up and down or side to side, because that's going to create a really jagged edge. Just straight down. And you can see that it's starting to take off that wrap. It's just kind of rolling off. So I'm just going to keep going until it's all gone. No, sir. Thank you. 2-year-olds. Oh, you're okay. Okay, so now that's all off. You can see it's right up to the edge of my nail. And I'm just going to finish it now with a glass file. I love these. They're fabulous. What it is it's a much finer grit than a regular nail file, and it's going to create a really smooth finish. Sometimes when you use that rough grit file, it can create a little bit of a jagged edge that can get caught on anything really, and then that'll cause, you know, your wrap to lift or just not be super pretty. So you can come back with a glass file afterwards. It just creates a really super smooth finish that's not going to get caught on anything. And then you are done. And there's my finished wrap. I'm going to go back and file this one as well and continue with the rest of my nails and have an awesome Jamacure for the next 2 weeks. And just in case you're wondering, this wrap that I'm using right now is Soiree, and I'm going to pair it with Glam as my accent nail. It's going to make an awesome look, and the blue and orange is going to be very festive for the beginning of baseball season. Go Tigers. Okay, so go ahead and try out this method. I've got links below to contact me. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to shoot me an email or head over to my website and send me a note. I've also got my website in case you want to shop these styles or any others. And I look forward to hearing from you. Enjoy your application and happy jamming.